DeMatha Catholic. Your starters for DeMatha Catholic High School is Ethan Aworu, Vincent Ordines, Tyler Stevens, Nigel Cross, and Jeremiah Boyle. The starters for Eleanor Roosevelt are number 25, Tristan King, number 11, Markel Thompson, number 21, Santonio Howard, number 5, Dion Wells, and number 3, DeCarry Taylor. Nigel Cross with the ankle breaker. Three's off. Rebound Jeremiah Boyer. Back to Tyler Stevens for 3. It's off. And it's DeMatha basketball.
Good look there.
And I'm your host, Makai Desta, I'm your play-by-play commentator, Makai Desta, with my other commentator being Isaac McGinnis. Isaac, how you feeling about this game, man?
I feel really good about this game. Hopefully the Stags can get it going as Nigel Cross is going to free the line. Hopefully the Stags can have a great game as freshman team just lost,
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They played a JV Bullets team, so, but they showed a great effort in that game as well. Nigel Cross at the line. First free throws off. This JV basketball team went undefeated last year, but obviously it's a whole new roster, so let's see what they can do and produce this year.
Yeah, and it's the first home game. Hopefully they can get the crowd hyped here and, looking for some good basketball.
Yep. Nigel Cross thinks the other free throw, and Roosevelt's going to push the ball up the court. Pass in the corner, Roosevelt for 3. It's off. Rebound Ordines. Passes out to number 21 by accident, Marquette Bow. Down the lane. Floater is off. Rebound Ethan Aworu.
Good defense there by the Stags.
Nigel Cross driving to the lane. Pass it back out to Aworu. Aworu in the lane. Pass out to Stevens. Stevens for 3. It's off. Rebound by Markel Thompson.
Yeah, and those are the things that I think the Stags need to do tonight is just execute on offense and finish those offensive plays.
Most definitely. Eleanor Roosevelt off the baseline. Still going back to Eleanor Roosevelt.
Seems the Stags have the ball here.
Vincent Ortiz will bring up the ball up the court. Tyler Stevens at the top of the crease, pass out to Nigel Cross. Nigel Cross drives, spins in, pass out to Stevens. Stevens for 3. It's good. Tyler Stevens with his first bucket of the game.
And that one goes in after 2 tries right there. Good shot from the Stags.
DeMatha running a full court press, and Eleanor Roosevelt forced to take an early timeout.
Yeah, great offense there by the Stags. They got a 3 to go there.
Yeah.
I just gave him my headset.
So, Isaac, what do you think the big takeaways from this game have to be for the DeMatha Stags?
Well, I think some of the key things the Stags have to do tonight is just be proficient on offense. Like I said, just finish those plays and really commit less turnovers, I feel like. If the Stags can commit less turnovers and continue that ball movement, I think it's going to be a pretty good game for them.
And this JV basketball game through the scrimmages has always been great, going through the fast break and getting it out in transition, so hopefully they can do that tonight. Eleanor Roosevelt with the ball.
DeMatha's in the press here.
Passing number 3, Derek Taylor. They're running a trap. Number 25. Driving to the rim. Lay. DeMatha basketball. This DeMatha defense has been intense so far to start the game early on.
Yeah, great defense by the Stags. I definitely think it's, a good way to start the game aggressive, get that tempo going.
Jeremiah Boyer passes to Ethan Aworu. Vince Nordines cutting inside. Misses the floater. Rebound Jeremiah.
And way to fight for the board, big fella.
Great job by Jeremiah Boyer. And it's a jump ball. It will be DeMatha Stags ball. Great effort. Oh, never mind. It will be Eleanor Roosevelt's ball. Nigel Cross falls, and Doree Taylor pushes up the court. Passes it over to Tristan King. Layup is off. Rebound, Eleanor Roosevelt. DeMatha fighting for it.
Yeah, and you see Dion Wells go for those balls. He has been aggressive tonight so far. I mean, what a start.
And that's what Eleanor Roosevelt will need to be the talented DeMatha basketball team. Down up top to Jeremiah Boyer. Jeremiah drives and gets fouled, going for a layup. He will shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, and good drive there. Just trying to get to the basket, trying to get these points early.
Mr. Boyer being one of the biggest players on the court, so he's going to have to try and get to the paint, get those easy layups that he can get. His first free throw is off. Ooh.
Yeah, and you got to hit those free throws early on. You never know what happens later in the game.
Second one's off. Rebound by number 25, Tristan King. Gives it back to Dakari Taylor, bringing the ball up the court. And it will be still Eleanor Roosevelt's ball, but great pressure from Tyler Stevens. Offensive foul on Eleanor Roosevelt trying to set a screen, so it will be DeMatha basketball.
Yeah, and a great way to fight through that screen by Nigel Cross here. One play to look out on this Stags offense.
For sure. Number 33, David Alaweli will check in for the Eleanor Roosevelt basketball team. DeMatha running their sets. It gives it to Nigel Cross in the wing. Back to Jeremiah Boyer in the post. And they call a foul on number 21, Santonio Howard.
Yeah, I feel like Boyer's going to make a lot of big plays tonight.
Most definitely.
Definitely got to feed him the ball.
Boyer loses it, though. Saves it to Ordines. Great recovery by Jeremiah Boyer. Gives it to Ethan Awaru in the paint. Awaru will not get it to go, but get the foul and shoot 2 free throws at the line.
Yeah, he went up strong there. And what I'm noticing so far is that the big fellas are really putting in work for the Stags here.
Which is what they'll need, because DeMatha clearly has the size advantage this game. Even the bench has a lot of tall, athletic players on the team, so hopefully they can get a lot of boards. Awaru's first free throw is good.
Yeah, let's see if Roosevelt can find the answer here.
Number 22, Caden Watson will check in for number 5, Jeremiah Boyer. Awaru's second free throw is good. Eleanor Roosevelt, DeMatha is still running the full court press. Eleanor Roosevelt brings the ball up the court.
Yeah, let's see if Roosevelt can get a bucket here.
How's that? Number 21, layup, it's off. And that will be Eleanor Roosevelt's ball.
Roosevelt just seems a little off right now. Hopefully they can get some offense going, be consistent.
If they can't get it going, they will need to put that effort in, though. DeMatha's press working on Eleanor Roosevelt. They're losing the ball. Isolation spin move. Layup is off. Great help defense by Ethan Awaru, and it will be the Stags' ball.
Yeah, you can clearly tell that the Stags came to play tonight. They are off to a hot start on defense.
Yep. Their offense is going to obviously come around for the ride with them. And a travel by Tyler Stevens. Not really looking at his footing there, but one mistake out of many.
Yeah, and those are the type of things that the Stags don't want to do here. They're off to a hot start, but if those turnovers keep on piling and piling up, you don't want Roosevelt to creep into this game.
Number 23, Jalen Ortiz will check in for number 20, Nigel Cross. Eleanor Roosevelt's 3 is off. Rebound, Caden Walton going all the way. Euro step in the lane and gets it to go. Caden Walton, what a great move there.
Ooh, yeah, what a bucket there.
Caden Walton, being one of the better players on this team, is going to have to look for a leadership role. Jalen Ortiz pressing up on defense, but Eleanor Roosevelt still has the ball. Roosevelt trying to reset their offense. Passes out. Layup is off. Rebound, Caden Walton again. Walton pushing the ball up the court. Pass out to Stevens. Stevens hesitates his three, goes for the mid-range, and it's off. Rebound to Waru. Back up, and it's no good.
Yeah, and great energy by the Stags.
Just crashing that offensive glass, getting as many opportunities as they can. Owuru gives it up to Tyler Stevens. Stevens crossover over to Ordinez in the corner. Back out to Walton. Walton in the lane. Euro step. Layup is off. Rebound to Owuru and one. Ethan Owuru showing big presence on the glass and getting that bucket to go.
Ooh, and Roosevelt is in trouble early here. I mean, this guy has been causing problems, and let's see if the coaches can scheme anything up for these guys.
I can tell Ethan Owuru is about to have a big game for the Stags today.
Absolutely.
Some hold up at the free throw line, but Ethan Owuru will take his free throw. And he gets it to go with the bounce. Dakari Taylor with the ball, bringing it up the court. Taylor passes off Ethan Owuru's feet, and it will be a kickball, Eleanor Roosevelt ball. Number 12, Zakai Thomas will check in for number 1, Vincent Ordines. So a lot of DeMatha subs happening early in the game.
Roosevelt still has.
Great block by Ethan Owuru. Caden Walton bringing the ball up the court. Drives, penetrates, gives it to Zakai Thomas. Back to Stevens. Stevens for three. It's good. And he blows a kiss to Eleanor Roosevelt players.
I mean, you love to see it right now from the Stags.
Amazing.
They are on fire.
And they almost get a steal, but it goes back to Tristan King. King, top of the key, passes it off to Taylor. Taylor getting pressured by Zakai Thomas. Zakai Thomas pressure, but they call a foul on Thomas, just a little bit too aggressive there.
Yeah, I think he was a little too aggressive there, but, you know, nonetheless, the Stags have been very dominant here. Still no answer for Roosevelt.
It shows the defense and intensity that the DeMatha Stags have built in. And number 15, Israel Garcia, we're checking to get no. Actually, the other ref will call it off, so I have to wait till the next stoppage of play. Eleanor Roosevelt throws a bad pass, but it's still collected by Thompson. But Zakai Thomas with 2 fouls in a row. Some confusion, but now Israel Garcia will check in for Ethan Owuru, who has done great today.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
far.
he has been such a big impact early.
The cut by Eleanor Roosevelt, pass inside, and it will still be Eleanor Roosevelt ball. This DeMatha pressure is looking too much for Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yeah, I mean, they are so aggressive on all levels right now, getting their hands up all the time and not letting Roosevelt get any buckets.
Number 3, Michael Driscoll will check in for number 12, Zakai Thomas, because Zakai has 2 early fouls. And Driscoll already making an impact by getting a steal. Pass to Caden Walton on the fast break, and Caden Walton will get a layup. Great defense by the Stags. Dakari Taylor getting pressed up by Michael Driscoll, and they call a double dribble. Great defense by Michael Driscoll.
Great defense there by the Stags. I feel like Roosevelt they're out of sync right now. They just have to calm down and get their offense going here. Still no points with almost 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
That just shows the great intensity of the DeMatha defense as well. Driscoll on the wing, pass up to Stevens on the top of the key. Stevens back to Walton. Walton inside, using his strength, and they call an offensive foul on Caden Walton. Great defense by Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yeah, and let's see if Roosevelt can capitalize off of that right there.
You have to make your defense be your offense. Inbounded to Taylor. Taylor pushing the ball up the court. A layup is off. Rebound for Eleanor Roosevelt, still collects it, and going to reset their offense. Caden Watson gets the strip, and they still say it's Eleanor Roosevelt's ball.
Yeah, let's see what Coach Eaton tries to draw up here. They have still not found an answer.
Taylor, great dribbling there to get away from Israel Garcia. Eleanor Roosevelt phones the ball. Michael Driscoll with his second steal of the night. Pass out to Caden Walton on a fast break. The layup is good. Caden Walton with 6 early points to start the game, already making an impact off the bench. And Eleanor Roosevelt will be forced to call a timeout.
Beautiful transition on offense and defense there by the Stags. And let's see if Eaton can do something here.
The score for the Stags is now 18-0, just the dominant opening quarter for the Stags, and it's only been the first. Isaac, what do you think that Eleanor Roosevelt can do to maybe spark some type of comeback for their team in order to beat this DeMatha Stags basketball team?
Yeah, they're down right now 18-0. But I just feel like, one of the things that they can do right here is limit the turnovers. The Stags have had multiple turnovers tonight. And, just be consistent on offense there. Too many plays where there has been a tip pass or just a bad layup or offense right there. But, again, let's see if Eaton, Coach Eaton can do anything for Roosevelt.
Now, this DeMatha basketball team pressure is obviously a lot, but I feel like Eleanor Roosevelt will have to slow down their offense and get into the sets properly in order to come away with some type of comeback in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ethan Oworu has been such a presence tonight, and Jeremiah Boyer. Can they stop those guys tonight? That is the real question.
Most definitely, most definitely. Eleanor Roosevelt taking a little bit long in the timeout, trying to regain themselves, with 1:14 left in the first quarter. Inbounded to Taylor. He will push the ball up the court quickly. And it immediately will be stripped and stolen by Ortiz. Gives it out to Tyler Stevens. Tyler Stevens with the layup is good. DeMatha basketball with a 20-0 lead to start this first quarter. Amazing basketball. Tyler Stevens with another steal. Step back. Doesn't want to shoot it. And Eleanor Roosevelt gets the steal. They will get their first bucket of the game off a fast break layup.
Yeah, that is so important there for Roosevelt. 2 points there, and hopefully they can keep this up going into the second quarter.
This scoreboard is insane. Tyler Stevens for 3. It's all rebound by number 5, Dayon Wells. Layup by Wells is good. Eleanor Roosevelt having some momentum to bring into this second quarter, but hopefully DeMatha basketball can regroup themselves and get a good last possession of this quarter. Caden Walton at the top of the key. It gives up to Israel Garcia, back to Caden Walton. Walton in the post, gives up to Driscoll. Driscoll through the lane, floater is off. Rebound by Ortiz. Ortiz floater is good. And great way to end this first quarter by the DeMatha Stags to stop that Eleanor Roosevelt run.
Yeah, I mean, the Stags have been nothing less than efficient from the field tonight. I mean, what great presence inside by the Stags, and as well as good perimeter shooting. For sure, for sure.
The big man for the DeMatha basketball have been very huge to build this lead for them. They have been super dominant on the glass, super dominant in the paint, and even driving the basketball. Have gone in for some couple of and ones.
Yeah, they have been absolutely spectacular tonight, and I think those are the two X factors for the Stags offense.
Some notable players going into the second quarter. Ethan Oworu and Caden Walton have been doing great for the Stags team early on, and they hope to continue that for the rest of the game. And the second quarter will start with the same players that ended the first quarter for the DeMatha basketball, and same for Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yeah, let's see if Roosevelt can get it going here as they finish off with 4 points left with 2 minutes left.
Number 5 Wells penetrates inside. Eleanor Roosevelt for the layup is good. Starting off the second quarter, great for them.
Yeah, and that's what Roosevelt needs to do. You know, they just need to be efficient on offense and get those easy buckets.
Michael Driscoll trying to run the offense. He gives up to Tyler Stevens, back to Israel Garcia. Kaden Watson jab step pull up is off. Rebound by Eleanor Roosevelt. Hopefully they can make some type of run to come back in this game. Dion Wells trying to start the offense up. Isolation on Tyler Stevens. Gives it back up.
Yeah, and very great defense from the Stags here.
Back over to number 25, and it will be an offensive foul. Great defense there by Michael Driscoll.
I mean, if you are a coach right now for the Stags, I mean, you have to be proud of your team's defense right now. I mean, absolutely, absolutely dominant here in the first.
And a whole new Stags 5 except for Michael Driscoll with some of the game. Nigel Cross, Vincent Ordines, Jeremiah Boyer, and Harper Lewis getting his first minutes in the game. Boyer at the top, gives it over to Ordines. Back out to Cross. Cross inside to Boyer. Boyer, layup, won't go because it is an offensive foul again on DeMatha basketball.
And those are the fouls you don't want there, but still aggressive move by Boyer.
Also great defense by Eleanor Roosevelt there. Give him credit. Inbound to Dion Wells. The Stag students have showing some great support by Channing defense. Gives it back to Dion Wells. Pressed up by Nigel Cross at half court. Trying to run their sets, but nothing is really happening for Eleanor Roosevelt. Then they just lose the ball. Being careless with the ball once again is how they got down to this lead.
Yeah, that is one of the things that we talked about during that break is can they limit the turnovers, and so far has been troubling.
Harper Lewis out to Ordines. DeMatha running their sets. Nigel Cross down the lane. Gives it out to Driscoll. Driscoll for 3. And it bounces out. Not in, but Harper Lewis with the offensive rebound and the layup. Harper Lewis showing the guards can get those boards too, not just the big man.
Yeah, and Roosevelt still has no answer for this stout defense by the Stags here.
Dion Wells, Taylor gets the ball, tries to slow it down. Gives it up to number 25, Tristan King. King working on Harper Lewis. Gets into the paint, floater, no good. Rebound Michael Driscoll. Driscoll up to Nigel Cross. Nigel Cross for the layup. It's good. Great transition bucket there for the Stags.
Yeah, transition offensive defense has been so good for the Stags tonight.
Throws a bad pass, diving on the floor, and it will still be Eleanor Roosevelt ball. But again, great hustle from the Stags.
Yeah, I mean, they are just dominant in all ways tonight. Unbelievable effort by the Stags.
Amazing. The score right now, 26-6, still a blowout by the Stags, and Eleanor Roosevelt hoping to come back at some point. Trap early by the DeMatha Stags, but Taylor somehow dribbles out, but once again stolen by Ordines. Ordines down to Harper. Harper Lewis for the layup. Gets blocked, gets it again, won't go. Rebound Cross, Cross in the lane, gets it late, won't go. Great opportunities for the Stags, but they won't. None of the buckets will go.
Yeah, and great hold up there by Roosevelt.
Great interior defense, which has been the struggle for them all night. But they showed some great effort there. Number 21, Santonio Howard getting his first minutes in the game. Will check out for number 20, Ibeler Sila. Travel on the baseline, and it will be the Stags ball.
Yeah, and those are the mistakes they keep on making, and they're just getting farther and farther away from the lead.
You can't make those crucial turnovers in this type of game. Vincent Ortiz with the layup is good. DeMatha just running their sets perfectly this game, and it forces Eleanor Roosevelt to call a timeout. Man, Isaac, this game has been so intense for the Stags. Eleanor Roosevelt just not being able to keep up.
Yeah, and you see Eaton getting on his players on Roosevelt's team. You know, they just haven't been in sync on offense.
For sure, for sure. We're back. Ethan World dives on the ball, gives it to Jeremiah Boyer. Boyer inside, gets blocked. Still DeMatha basketball.
Yeah, and that's the first time I actually have seen Boyer get blocked there. Great defense by Roosevelt.
Roosevelt starting to turn it up in the second quarter. DeMatha running their action, but stripped by Eleanor Roosevelt, and Ethan World dives on the ball. And it will be a jump ball. Ball will still stay here with DeMatha. Ordonez gets the ball. Gives it over to Nigel Cross. Nigel Cross for three. It's good. Nigel Cross with a big three there.
Yeah, and the Stags are just pouring it on here in the first half.
And it will be a foul on DeMatha. Roosevelt will inbound on the sideline. Gives it to Taylor. Taylor back to Dion. Dion back to Taylor. Taylor will drive, passes it outside. And DeMatha basketball putting great pressure. Layup won't go. Rebound still with Roosevelt. Loses the ball. And it will go to DeMatha basketball.
Yeah, and Oworu has been such a presence tonight for the Stags. I mean, defensively and offensively.
Amazing, amazing. Nigel Cross, pass to Ordonez. Lewis inside, gets blocked. Oworu with the rebound, puts it back up. Will go. Ethan Oworu again showing his presence off the glass.
Yeah, and he has been absolutely unstoppable.
Amazing game from him today. The Stags still running their full court press. Boyer trying to get the steal. He won't get it, but he will put his hand on the ball, and it will stay Eleanor Roosevelt's basketball, but great defense by Jeremiah Boyer. Number 22, Caden Walton. Number 11, Tyler Stevens were summoned to the game. Or actually, that would be fouls. That would be free throws for Eleanor Roosevelt. And I guess they're in the bonus.
Yeah, and I believe this effort by JV DeMatha's basketball team is such a great momentum for varsity, you know, later tonight. Gets a spark going.
You said it great, Isaac. You said it great. Free throw off the glass for Eleanor Roosevelt. And Eleanor Roosevelt didn't realize it was a 1-and-1, or a 1-and-1, so they get another free throw since he made it. Ordonez will sub out for Jalen Neptune's first playing time of the game, number 4. And he will sink the other free throw.
Yeah, and that's important there for Roosevelt. You know, just hitting these free throws, getting as much points as they can here before they get too behind.
Nigel Cross resetting the offense. Roosevelt pressing up here. And it's a foul. Too much pressure by number 21, Sandio Howard.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things there, you know, you don't want to be too aggressive, you know, and trying to come back, but still, what a good effort.
Number 25, Tristan King, will sub in for number 21 Howard. Obviously frustrated from that foul just there. And it will be free throws for the DeMatha Stags because they are in the bonus. Cross for a free throw is good. And it will be a 1-on-1, so he will get another one. Cross will hit both free throws. Great shooting from Cross today. Hit a 3 earlier and hits both of his free throws. Taylor can't handle the press from Nigel Cross. Nigel Cross dives on the ball, and it will be a jump ball.
Yeah, and really great from Nigel Cross is hitting those free throws and getting back on defense there. Got to respect that hustle.
For sure, for sure. Roosevelt running their sets here. Taylor trying to run the offense. Again, great press by Nigel Cross. He gets inside, passes it out to King. King getting guarded by Jalen Neptune. Number 20, Abigail Sela, passes inside. Sela gets it back, and it's a shot clock violation, but they will call a foul on Eleanor Roosevelt, so it will be DeMatha Stags basketball.
Yeah, let's see if Roosevelt can go on a little run here with 3 minutes to go. It all starts here with these free throws.
And this is number 20, Abukar Sela, and he gets the first one to go. And Jalen Ortiz will check into the game, and also Justin Howard will check in the game, number 21. Justin has been out for about 3 weeks with the injury. This is his first game back playing, so hopefully he can show some impact here. Ortiz will bring up the ball up the court. He gives it over to Stevens. He gives it to Justin. Justin Howard will get fouled. And Howard will get his first free throws of the game at the line right here. Howard's first shot is good.
Yeah, very great free throw shooting for the Stags tonight. They have been elite on all levels.
Besides those first early free throws missed by Jeremiah Boyd, they have been perfect in this game. Number 22, Mohamed Ba will check in for number 25, King. King has played a very solid game today, and hopefully he can continue that for Eleanor Roosevelt. Howard misses the second free throw, but he gets his own rebound. Great hustle by Howard. Back out to Stevens for 3, and it's an air ball. Gives it back to Dion Wells, and Dion Wells will bring the ball up the court. Wells drives in, and it's a travel, not really looking at his footing there for Dion Wells.
Yeah, Roosevelt still has yet to get really anything going. Careless mistake right there.
Wells trying to make up with it for pressing at half court. Gives it up to Stevens. Stevens back to Neptune. Back into Stevens. And Howard will try to reset. Neptune gets the ball stolen, but they will call a foul on Eleanor Roosevelt. And Roosevelt just being a little too careless with these fouls, and it's costing them by resulting in some DeMatha Staggs free throws, which they have been hitting tonight pretty great. Jalen Neptune's first free throw is off. Neptune's second free throw is good. Taylor pushing the ball up the court. Drives inside. Great help defense by Jalen Neptune. Gives it out, and the Stags almost get a steal there, but the layup is off for Eleanor Roosevelt. Rebound loose. Dives on the floor. And that was number 20, Albert Sela. Great effort from him.
Yeah, and it all starts, you know, Roosevelt's, they have to hit these layups. The inside presence in the paint has not been a strength for them tonight.
They just haven't been going as hard as DeMatha. Ortiz loses it, gives it up to Stevens. Stevens pump fakes, back out, and it's a turnover from Tyler Stevens. Dion Wells bringing the ball up the court. Dion Wells with a floater. It's off. Rebound Walton. Walton bringing the ball up the court. Up to Stevens. Stevens fakes the three, takes the mid-range, and it's off. Rebound by Kaden Walton. Walton will reset the offense. Back out to Ortiz. Stevens, one dribble, three. It's off. Rebound by number 20, Albert Sela.
Yeah, the Stags, they just need to get some clean shots, clean looks from mid-range, shooting a lot of threes.
Layup is, again, another blown layup for Eleanor Roosevelt. Walton on the fast break. Layup is good. But it will be 2 free throws for Caden Walton. He's just been attacking the rim relentlessly this game. 49.6 seconds left, and the Stags up 37-9 in the second period. Kaden Walton's first free throw is off front rim. Number 10, Solomon Davis will check in for number 11, Tyler Stevens. Stevens has played great both ends on the floor, defense and offense. Walton's second free throw is good. Let's see if Eleanor Roosevelt can make a push this last minute of DeMatha basketball. Eleanor Roosevelt will get the foul, and Taylor will shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, Taylor has been trying to push the ball up the court here all night, and, you know, just a way to get to the free throw line right here.
And try and get, once you see a couple of free throws fall down, maybe your shot will fall down, so that'll hopefully get this Eleanor Roosevelt team running. Taylor's first free throw is off back to rim. Taylor's second free throw is good. Howard down to Davis. Davis can't handle the ball, and it's stolen by number 20, Albert Sela. Sela inside, layup is off. Rebound, Kaden Watson. Kaden Watson pushing the ball up the court. Behind the back, ankle breaker, all the way to the rim. Jelly layup is good. Kaden Watson, what a play there.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, amazing. Layup is no good. Ortiz 10 seconds left. Walton again in the lane, and he's fouled and will shoot 2 free throws. Caden Walton just absolutely taking over in the second period.
Yes, and he has been impressive. Wow. I mean, just what a move. What a move.
Behind the back to break the defender's ankles and then goes in for the jelly layup.
And you have to feel some type of way for Roosevelt right now, just discouraged and very fatigued, not knowing what to do.
For sure. This is the DeMatha basketball team. It's just pushing the ball in transition endlessly and endlessly. Walton's first free throw is good. Number 25, King, will check in for number 33, David Alawani. Walton's second free throw is off. Rebound, Davis. Davis for the layup. No good. Gets his rebound again. And it still will be Stags It will still be Stags basketball. 2.7 seconds left to see if there's some buzzer beater magic for this DeMatha basketball team. Or actually, it's Eleanor Roosevelt's ball. Some confusion by the referees, I guess.
Yeah, let's see what Roosevelt can do with 2.7 left.
Howard knocks it out, and it's still Eleanor Roosevelt's ball with 0.9 seconds left, so they won't really get a shot up here. Roosevelt is going to inbound it. Oh, and they just pass it inside. And that's first half action for the JV DeMatha basketball. 41-10 to end. Great performance by DeMatha.
Yeah, what a very impressive performance by the Stags. And let's see if they can keep on pouring it on.
And we'll be back to you in the break. Welcome back to the second half action of this DeMatha basketball stacks game. DeMatha in the first half was just too much for Eleanor Roosevelt to handle. Hopefully they can have a second half push. Roosevelt with the layup, won't go. Rebound again, won't go again, and it will still be Eleanor Roosevelt ball.
Yeah, let's see what Roosevelt can get going here. DeMatha has been just unstoppable on offense and defense, and Roosevelt has not been able to find a solution.
Your DeMatha starters for the second half are the same as the first. Nigel Cross, Ethan Naworu, Vincent Ordonez, Tyler Stevens, and Jeremiah Boyer. Pump fake by Dion Wells, and the three is off. Rebound, Nigel Cross.
Yeah, great move there. Just couldn't get that to go.
Oh, and Tyler Stevens loses the ball off a fine from Nigel Cross. Rough play there for the Stags to start off the second half. Your starters for the second half for the Eleanor Roosevelt is number 25, Tristan King, number 5, Dion Wells, number 3, Dakari Taylor, number 11, Markel Thompson, and number 21, Santio Howard, who just missed the layup there, but Howard gets the rebound again, back to King. King gets fouled by Ethan Naworu.
Yeah, and you like this aggressiveness by Roosevelt right here. You know, that aggressiveness can come a long way and maybe eventually crawl back into this game.
For sure, for sure. So, Isaac, what things do you think that Eleanor Roosevelt mostly has to do to get back into this game?
Yeah, I think it all starts on just taking good shots. You know, being proficient. You know, settling for less threes and really taking those mid-range shots there, you know, and just as well as stopping, you know, the Stag stars tonight, such as my guy Waru. I mean, he has been straight balling tonight.
Amazing. Ordonez with the rebound, gives it out to Tyler Stevens. Stevens drives into the lane, back to Vincent. Vincent to Nigel Cross. And Vincent Ordonez will reset. Ordonez tries to get the pass into Oworu. Boyer back to Oworu. Oworu with the layup. He's thinking he got fouled, but the refs don't call it. Taylor brings the ball up the court and tries to get into some type of offense. Handoff to number 5, Dion Wells. Back to Taylor. Taylor inside penetration. Mid-range shot is off. Rebound. Oworu. Great rebound there for Ethan. Ethan full court pass to Vincent Ordonez. Cross inside. Great pass to Ethan Naworu. Ethan Naworu gets another layup.
Yeah, great vision there by Cross.
This Stags defense being a little bit too much to handle, and they call a foul on Tyler Stevens. Oh, it seemed like a backcourt violation from Taylor right there, but picked up by Wells. Wells inside, number 11. Markel Thompson gets the layup to go. Great layup there for Markel Thompson.
Yeah, and those are the shots you need right there. Good layup by the big fella.
Back to Ordonez in the corner for 3. In and out. Close shot there. Eleanor Roosevelt trying to get some momentum here. Passes it back to Taylor. DeMatha sensing they're trying to make a comeback, starts to press up a little bit more. Inside pass fumbled, loose ball, and it will go to, I believe, DeMatha Catholic. Or actually, it'll stay Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yeah, and DeMatha has not taken her foot off the gas. I mean, they have been just absolutely dominant on defense right there. You know, just up in their face, not allowing any easy buckets for Roosevelt. And it is Stags ball.
Oh, it will be the Stags ball. Looks like they're a little bit merciless. DeMatha running into their sense. Passes out. Screen from Boyer. Boyer inside, gets the ball, pound dribble, picks it up from Ethan Naworu. Awuru, reckless shot, gets the ball back, and it will be put in the hands of Vincent Ordonez. Stevens, a couple crossovers, out to Boyer. Boyer jab step, drives inside, and it won't count. They call it travel on Jeremiah Boyer, not that set with his feet there.
Yeah, Boyer just trying to get going in the second half and got called for a travel there.
Dion Wells brings the ball up the court. Won't handle it. Great defense there by Nigel Cross. Has to give it back to Santonio Howard. Howard drives in, gets around Jeremiah Boyer, but the pass was off. Tyler Stevens going up for the layup on the fast break, and it's good. Tyler Stevens has played amazing today for the Stags.
And great defense by the Stags. Awuru again causing problems.
Nigel Cross with the steal. Tyler Stevens again with the acrobatic layup, but it won't go. If he would have made that, that would have been insane. Caden Walton eager to sub back into the game after the impact he made in the first half, but the referee signaled off. He has to wait. Stevens' first free throw is off front rim. Walton will check in for Jeremiah Boyer. Boyer hasn't gotten it to go a little bit today, but hopefully he can recuperate himself and get it going.
Yeah, and as you see Walton checking in, I mean, he has been a star too. Let's see if he can get going here in the second half.
For sure. Stevens' second free throw was good. And it will be DeMatha Stags basketball. The press just being too much for Eleanor Roosevelt to handle, and that has been the story throughout this game so far.
Yeah, and they have not found a solution. I mean, this Stags defense is having such a great game.
Amazing. Number 21, Howard, with sub out for number 25, King. DeMatha running through a sense. Ordonez with the three, won't go. Rebound by Abler Sela. Behind the back from Dion Wells. Wells needs someone to bring the ball up, and Taylor comes up. Taylor gets by Stevens. Layup won't go. Bit reckless there, but rebound by King. King back to Sela for three, and it's an air ball. Taylor passes it right back to Tyler Stevens.
Yeah, and Roosevelt still in the second half has just looked sloppy here.
Yeah. Ordonez for the turnaround shot, won't go. Ethan Ordonez hustling for the rebound. Great offensive rebound by Ethan Awara.
Yeah, I mean, you love to see it. I mean, this guy has been such a big impact for the Stags tonight.
Michael Driscoll was checking for the game. His defense in the first half was incredible. Let's see if he can recreate that in the second half. Celia gets the ball and supports the bad pass. Now Cross hustling for the ball and gets it inside Driscoll. Driscoll gets blocked by Celia. Makes up for the effort that he made on the offensive business. But Ethan Awara with the steal. Awara inside with the layup. Just a great game from Ethan Awara so far.
Yeah, he's having an unbelievable game, and I'm laughing here a little bit because, I mean, he has been quite unstoppable.
Amazing. Dion Wells with the turnaround, won't go. Walton all the way. Walton with the layup is good. Caden Walton also has been amazing today so far.
Yeah, great body control on that layup.
And Eleanor Roosevelt is forced to call a timeout again. God, the score is 50-12. What a dominant performance for this JV team.
Yeah, I mean, they have not found an answer for Awuru. He has been absolutely unstoppable, as you have seen Walton as well, just, getting it to go. And, the Stags, they haven't had any flaws in their game tonight.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Now, we were talking earlier about the past JV team and their success last season going undefeated. This Stags team is looking like they can recreate that this year.
Yeah, and it's looking very promising right now with Waru, Boyer, and, Walton just shining out there tonight. And, a couple of other guys, making shots too as well.
Stevens, Michael Driscoll playing great today. So
absolutely.
This DeMatha team can look scary for the future.
And I believe with Awaru and Boyer on the floor, I mean, Roosevelt has not been able to control that.
For sure. And this might just be a factor of fatigue. DeMatha seems to be very in shape in this game, and Eleanor Roosevelt just seems to get tired through the whole period.
Yeah, and I believe, you know, not only physically but mentally, just the mental mistakes right there, but good bucket right there.
From Dion Wells, what a layup. He's made very good today for the Eleanor Roosevelt. One of the few little bright spots for them today.
Yeah, him and let's see if anybody else can get going here, as he's been a one-man show.
Michael Driscoll passes it over to Caden Walton. Walton crossover, spin move, out to Ortiz. Ortiz for three. It's good. Jalen Ortiz with his first bucket of the game.
Yeah, great foul throw on that shot, and great pass by Walton there. He has been making an impact on and off the dribble.
Wells trying to run the offense, but great press-up defense by Tyler Stevens. He tries to get Stevens off him, but Stevens is not budging. They get it into number 33, and he misses the layup pretty badly, and it will be DeMatha Stags basketball.
Yeah, and Roosevelt has not been capitalizing off these opportunities. I mean, just a blown layup there, and you just have to feel bad for them.
I know. It's amazing what the Stags team can do to a team like Eleanor Roosevelt, who doesn't look like a bad team, but the Stags' pressure and the Stags' movement and they're running their plays has just been too much.
Yeah, and I think a big part of it is just execution by the Stags here.
Most definitely. Walton at the top of the key, drives in, out to Ortiz again. Three is good. Caden Walton back-to-back drive to kick out to Ortiz, and the play has worked so cleanly for back-to-back threes by Jalen.
Yeah, another great three there. And again, just execution by the Stags here.
Taylor losing the ball, picks it up. Stevens with the steal. Stevens driving to the lane. Layup is off. Wow. Tough miss for Tyler Stevens. It tries to get angry and gets the ball back, but it will be a foul on Stevens.
Yeah, great athletic play by Stevens getting this steal, but just couldn't finish there. And, you know, you're just a little upset that he couldn't get that to go, and as he's coming out on the bench.
For his number 12, Zach Thomas. Zach Thomas left earlier in the game because he had two early quick fouls. But hopefully he can play the pressure defense that he usually does without fouling this time. And as I say, perfect timing. He gets a poke on Taylor. And Driscoll again with the steal. His third steal of the night. Layup is good for Michael Driscoll.
Yeah, and this press has just been so key for the Stags tonight.
Howard gets inside. Layup is good. Howard, again, another bright spot for Eleanor Roosevelt, but just not enough bright spots to get this game within reaching distance.
Yeah, good bucket to go there, but still have a long way to go if they want to make this game.
Driscoll out to Harper Lewis. Harper Lewis for three, and it's good. Lewis's first bucket of the game, and the score is 61-16 with 1:22 left.
Yeah, and the Stags have looked good from the three in the second half.
Making all of their shots that they need to. And just a bad, lazy pass by Taylor there. Don't know what Roosevelt was thinking of.
Yeah, and just, again, miscommunication and lack of consistency in this offense for Roosevelt has led to many problems.
Jaden Walton will inbound it to Zakai Thomas. Once the Eleanor Roosevelt players get out of the game, they've been subbed in. A beautiful play right there to get Drizzy open for a three, and he makes it. Michael Driscoll playing great as well today, showing out versus Eleanor Roosevelt team, and he is hype.
And they are pouring it on from three here. What a shot from the Stags.
Great block by Zakai Thomas. Harper Lewis pushes up the court. Over to Ortiz. Ortiz, and it gets fouled by Dion Wells. Dion Wells is a little bit upset with that play. But just great execution in the second half for the DeMatha basketball team, man.
Yeah, I mean, the Stags have been getting done not only in the paint but in the perimeter, and Roosevelt still has yet found an answer.
We thought that the DeMatha team will come out a little bit sluggish compared to the Eleanor Roosevelt team because they had a lead, but they've put the pressure as the Kai Thomas kind of loses the ball on the layup there. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And you like the aggression from the Stags tonight, just still putting their foot on the gas, still playing with effort. And, if they keep on doing this, it can take them a long way.
Never giving up for this DeMatha basketball team. Never giving up, even when they have big leads. Number 5, Dion Wells, again with the ball. Guarded by Jalen Ortiz. Beautiful pass inside, but Roosevelt just smokes the layup. Wow, that is a very great pass, but just can't finish the layup.
Yeah, and those are the missed opportunities you talk about, but still great pass from Wells.
If you're Markel Thomas there, you have to execute on that play. Lewis trying to execute, gives it up to Walton. Walton out to Zakai Thomas. Thomas for 3. It's off. And that is the end of the third quarter, finishing off 64-16. Wow, just a dominant performance by the Stags today.
Yeah, very dominant performance by the Stags. And, if you're Roosevelt, you're just trying to finish the game on a positive note. Get a couple of good buckets, execution here and there, and just prepare next week for their game.
You might not win this game, but hopefully you can come out with some kind of pride and joy in facing this DeMatha team. Now we've seen some great players in this game. Walton, Driscoll, Ethan Aworu, a lot of players doing their most in this game. But who do you think has so far been the player of the game for the Stags?
Yeah, the Stags have been very dominant. Everybody has been getting involved. But, the one player that I've mentioned a lot on this broadcast is definitely Aworu. He has been such a huge presence for the Stags tonight. On defense, offense, getting the ball on the ground. Great hustle by him, great tenacity, and they haven't found an answer.
Most definitely. Same 5 for the Stags that ended off the third to start the fourth. And same 5 for Eleanor Roosevelt. The Stags will have ball to start the fourth quarter. And just 8 more minutes of this insane pressure that the Stags are playing on this Roosevelt team. Thomas brings the ball up the court, gives it back. Driscoll again, the same play. Driscoll for 3. It's good. Michael Driscoll going insane in this second half.
Yeah, and another 3 by the Stags. They have absolutely been unstoppable from the perimeter of the second half.
For sure. And it's out Eleanor Roosevelt, DeMatha basketball. Again, just great pressure by the Stags. Kai by Thomas, the same play ran again. Driscoll for 3, it's good! Michael Driscoll going insane in this second half.
Yes, and he hits it again. This dude is on fire.
The same exact play, and he gets it to go. Pressing up, gives it back to King. King goes inside for the layup. It's good. Trying to quiet this DeMatha Stags run. Let's see if they run this play for the third time. No, they'll pass it into Caden Walton. Walton gets the pass rejected by Roosevelt. Roosevelt, number 20, Abular pass out to number 11, Markel Thompson. Back to number 25, King, and he gets that 3 to go off the glass. Wow, what an insane shot by King. Trying to calm down this DeMatha basketball
Yeah, let's
run.
see if DeMatha can give the ball to the hot hand Driscoll here as he has it.
Driscoll again! Oh, it's off. Number 3, Taylor gets the rebound. Moves it up the court. Passes it over to King. King drives in on Harper Lewis. Harper Lewis with the rejection, and it's out on Eleanor Roosevelt, DeMatha Stags ball. All the subs will be coming in for DeMatha basketball, and it looks like it'll be a night for some of these players that have played amazing today.
Yeah, again, with Walton checking out, he has been such a great player in this game, and just getting his rest here.
Yeah. Justin Howard, Solomon Davis, who we haven't really seen much from, but hope they can make an impact. Israel Garcia and Driscoll with the hot hand still checking into the game. Garcia over to Howard. Howard, 1 dribble into the lane. Back out to Driscoll. Driscoll, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Crossover. Back to Howard. Howard drives in. Jalen Neptune for the layup, and it's good. Great passing basketball for the DeMatha Stags.
Yeah, and great execution. Great ball movement.
Dion Wells, great defense by Israel Garcia, forces it into a tough shot, won't go. Rebound by number 11, and it will stay Eleanor Roosevelt ball.
I mean, you just love to see the whole team in sync, the starters, the bench, the six-man. I mean, DeMatha has had an absolutely dominant performance.
For sure, for sure. And Eleanor Roosevelt subbing in some of their bench players too, so it's looking like they're throwing the towel in, which I don't blame them. Score 72-21, but still 5:46 remaining. Number 4, Steven Adams, getting his first playing time into the game. King still in the game, goes for the layup, and it's good. King has been very bright for this Eleanor Roosevelt team and just been one of the few good parts of this game for them today. Justin Howard throws up a loose shot, rebound by Eleanor Roosevelt. Gives it to Steven Adams. Adams back to Dion Wells. Back to number 22, Martian Bosch. Bosch back to King, who's had the hot hand for Eleanor Roosevelt. Adams drives in, throws up a little wild shot. Rebound, Michael Driscoll. Driscoll going into the lane. Gives it to Neptune. Neptune pump fake 3. And it's good! Jalen Neptune with his first 3 of the game.
Yeah, and I mean, what a great move there, and an assist from Caden.
Number 5, Dion Wells. Drives in, throws off Israel Garcia, and it still will be Eleanor Roosevelt, and Israel Garcia is talking a little bit of trash there, and a technical foul is displayed to Israel Garcia. It's a little bit too much taunting from him. A little bit too much.
Yeah, and you don't want to see that right there. I mean, it's just ill-advised.
Yeah. I mean, the best time would, if you're going to do it, though, the best time would be when you have a big lead like this.
Absolutely.
But again, just some ill-advised taunting there from Israel Garcia, but got the student section hyped. Student section booing Dion Wells as he shoots a technical free throw, and it's off back rim.
Yeah, and let's talk about this presence from the DeMatha Stack crowd. I mean, they have been electric tonight.
Amazing, amazing. That just shows the DeMatha spirit that this team has. And he gets 2 technical free throws, actually. So the second one is off again. Wow. Dion Wells just not getting the shot to go today. Driscoll with the steal. Driscoll into the lane, back to Garcia. Garcia for the layup, won't go. Easy look for Garcia, but just can't hit it. Dion Wells, layup, gets Solomon Davis in the air, fade away, and it's good. What a great move from Wells right there.
Yeah, great move from Wells, and he seems to be a factor for Roosevelt tonight. The only factor, though, that is really having impact for Roosevelt.
For sure, for sure. Justin Howard can't handle the ball. King going to the lane, left-handed layup is good. Also another bright spot, I would say, has been King in this game. He's been one of the few players for this Eleanor Roosevelt team that's made an impact so far, along with Dion Wells.
Absolutely, and just a couple miscues from the Stags right there. A dominant performance, but let's see if they can end this game on a positive note.
Still will be Stags ball after poked out by King. And Michael Driscoll making the change for him to inbound the ball. Justin Howard will bring the ball up the court. His pocket is picked by King, and it will still be DeMatha ball.
Yeah, and you like to see a fighting effort from Roosevelt here.
For sure.
And let's see if they can do something with 3 minutes left to go.
Neptune brings the ball up the court. Coach Eden eager for DeMatha to push the ball up the court. Gives it to Davis. And Davis just throws a reckless pass. And number 22, Martian Ba, will get that one to go. Eleanor Roosevelt showing a little bit of fight, but just too little, too late. Driscoll showing the moves with the crossovers. Jalen Neptune pump fake. Back out to Garcia. Garcia pump fake. Back to Neptune. Neptune to Driscoll. Driscoll for three. Oh, and it won't go. That was about to get the student section going crazy here. Wells drives in, kicks it back out to King. King drives in, kicks it back out. Roosevelt for three, and it's good. Number 22, Marshawn Bosch.
Yeah, and you have to love Roosevelt's offense right now. They are getting to go, but too little too late here with 2 minutes left to go.
Have some type of intensity, but just damn. Driscoll for the layup. Won't go, and they don't call a foul on that. Solomon Davis going in for the rebound, and they call it travel. Wow. How is that not a foul on Eleanor Roosevelt? Roosevelt again, gets the layup to go. Eleanor Roosevelt showing some type of sign of hope here, but
yeah, and it seems like Roosevelt and DeMatha have switched sides here as Roosevelt's offense has improved in this last 5 minutes of the game.
I feel like right when DeMatha subbed in for like majority of their players, their team just was slow bringing up the court, throwing turnovers. But hopefully in this last 2:30 they can improve it.
Yeah, let's see if Driscoll can get going here as he's been hot.
Driscoll gives it up to Howard. Howard to Garcia. Garcia wide open for three, and he hits it. Great shot for Israel Garcia. Wells loses the ball, and that's an obvious travel, which the refs do call. Great defense there by Ezra Garcia, leading from the three that he had on the other end. Howard will get the ball. In the corner, gives it to Neptune. Solomon Davis with the layup won't get it to go and gets blocked from behind. And it will be Eleanor Roosevelt's basketball. Yeah,
great defense from Roosevelt there. And, you know, they have been doing such a great job these last few minutes of the game. And I feel like one big thing is their execution on offense.
For sure. Spin move by Dion Wells. Steven Adams saves it, gives it to Davis. Davis just with another just careless pass right there. And it's a travel still on Eleanor Roosevelt, so DeMatha still gets the basketball.
Yeah, good and bad defense right there for the Stags and Roosevelt.
Flip-flop, basically. Garcia will inbound the ball to Neptune. Neptune to Driscoll. Some of these passes are just all over the place. Back up to Neptune. Neptune to Howard. Howard, crossover from on the back. Gives it to Driscoll. Driscoll back to Jalen Neptune. Neptune, reverse layup goes underneath the rim. Just didn't get enough weight there to get that to go. King brings the ball up the court, crossover on Davis. Spin move and just loses control, and it will be DeMatha Stags basketball.
Yeah, and that has really been the thing for Roosevelt here. Just ill-advised mistakes and lack of execution.
Yeah. And DeMatha will call a timeout. 54 seconds left. You just don't want them to keep any type of momentum going, even in the last portions of this game.
Yeah, what a great game for these Stags today. I mean, just executing on all type of levels. And it has to, you know, they had to have a great practice, you know, to execute this game plan so well.
You can see the effort these DeMatha Stags put in day out and day in and day out, and it's just showing this game right here.
Absolutely.
So 54 seconds left. DeMatha up 78-34. What a dominant performance. Pressed by Eleanor Roosevelt. Neptune gets out of the press and calms the offense down. Neptune to Driscoll. Driscoll run the action near, drives in, floater is off. Gives up to Dion Wells. Wells with the layup is good. It's too little too late, man.
Yeah, Wells has had a great night there. And again, just execution from defense to the offense there from Roosevelt, something that they had trouble on during this game.
You know, if Eleanor Roosevelt played this way the whole game, the outcome might have been a different story, and Driscoll just loses the ball there. Fatigue might be setting in a little bit for Michael. And that will do it. Eleanor Roosevelt does not get a shot off. And the final score will be 78-36. DeMatha winning this game just showed great effort all around. And Eleanor Roosevelt, besides the end, really never had a push.
Yeah, what a great effort for the Stags here, and what a rolling momentum into the next game for the Stags. And for Roosevelt, you know, they couldn't really get it going on offense, and let's see if they can fix it in practice.
And the end push from Eleanor Roosevelt hopefully will help them in the rest of the games for the season. So, but again, this DeMatha team just too much for Eleanor Roosevelt to hang on. I am Mikhail Desta, and I'm with my color commentator Isaac, and that will be the JV broadcast, and next will be varsity. Have a good day.